Hi, I'm Darren Cook of Big Stick Combat, aided by my friend Eric here. Let's look at a technique that's actually being taught to prison guards. So in this technique, here's my stance. I'm going to stand like this with my hands. He's going to throw some kind of a punch. I'm going to block it by coming upward, and now I'm going to come down into him with my hands. Now, is that a good technique or not? How do we know? Again, there are a lot of techniques I can do, but as a general principle, I'm going to do the very best technique. So that way, if he's bigger than I am, there's more than one guy, he's got a knife, whatever those, when things get tough, I want to have the very best technique. So how do we know what's a good technique and what's not? We got to go to principles. So it seems to me one principle is, I don't want to have my hands crossed and I don't want to have my hands low. I want to cover my head. This is a better stance. Or even in the guard where I'm talking with my hands, keeping a fence, the hands extended. Secondly, what happens here? I've created openings. I leave all kinds of openings here. So if Chris is now going, or Eric is going to apply this technique, I come here. Right, there are all these, in heaven forbid, he comes here. Right, so there are all kinds of openings, and then now, so that what I'm saying with the stick. But this is the same type of move with a stick, that overhead vertical block. We have these problems here where when we do this, we create, and then also this movement down. How effective is this strike going to be? Again, these muscles, and particularly in relation to the hand, it's a relatively weak technique. So if we look at the principles, in general, when I lift my hands up, this creates all kinds of openings, and the counter, the movement down is relatively weak.